Hello.
I was Googling because I didn't know what we were doing.
I didn't check the focus, but I think we're good.
Check the focus. I'm focused. Welcome,
Okay.
everybody. What episode? Must be episode 231.
231 it'll be.
Welcome. Who have we got in the studio?
I reckon there's
Hearns
a few
live.
people here already.
And I've got my Hornet Evo. That's a bit
Nidge is on.
disappointing.
Dave's on. Hello. Greg's on. Anthony's on. Captain S-Man. Hello.
I bet all
Tony
these
P. Hello.
all these guys are at home probably whittling away on their vintage cars.
What about this?
Yeah.
Scraping stuff off
Yeah, scraping, whittling in the rocking chair on the veranda.
with a bit of rye in their mouth.
Yep. Bit of rye. Paramount.
Fair enough. Because it's only a week away to what?
Vintage Bash 3.0.
That's right.
In the meantime,
What are you pointing to?
that
What's that?
that is car of the week,
That's right.
which could in fact could be called a truck.
That's an automobile of the week.
Automobile of a week.
Yes. So we need to know the make,
Model.
the
Year.
manufacturer.
The manufacturer. The colours.
Yes.
The engine.
And I guess the livery in some ways.
Livery.
Because it's got a little thinger on it.
A thinger.
Yep. It's got a thinger on the door, which people probably cannot really see.
And we can weigh it.
That's right. We want to know the weight as well.
Still have donut juju on the scales from months ago.
That's right. We must love it. It's not coming off, is it? It's pretty hard.
Well, it's good. Just we got to try.
Try?
Well,
Do we?
we never say hello to the scales until we need them.
That's right. 1 week apart.
What do we got?
We got plenty.
Got new stuff in.
We have. We've got so much new stuff.
Ninja Will has been scanning like a maniac, isn't he?
He has.
He's like Tassie Devil of Storman. He's been
That's
going
right.
crazy because we are getting our Christmas stock,
And there's plenty of
isn't it?
Mm.
It's pumping up. It's pumping through. It's going to be bursting at the seams, I think.
It is.
This time next week, I think we're going to have stuff coming out of our ears,
Probably.
which will be good because we won't be here. This time next week, we'll be at the track.
That's right. We're going to be at Knox for Vintage Bash 3.
And we're going to have Jun Watanabe with us.
We will.
Yeah?
He is coming next week and going to the bash,
Going to the bash.
mixing it up with the best of us.
Speaking of ninjas, did you know what that is?
Oh, yeah, that's the stuff that was here.
There you go. See?
There you go.
He took it away and then it reappeared like
So
teleports.
he is like a ninja.
He
I
like
never know.
teleport stuff.
That's right. I got something in my throat. I think I'm good now.
Lunch.
Could have been. Tastes like it.
What have we got? Show me your wares.
Show me my wares.
Because you've got so much plastic stuff.
Yeah. How about we start on this side? This would be good, wouldn't it? I'll show this.
What is it?
These things. These are brand spankers.
These are World War One.
Yeah,
CSM specialise in World War One, don't they?
they do.
Is this an Australian first? Is it a world exclusive?
It's Australian first.
An Australian first.
Yeah. Yeah. Copper State models
Copper State models.
specialise in World War One subjects. So they start off with aircraft.
Aircraft.
And they've done armoured vehicles.
And people.
And
Motorbikes.
yeah, lots of people.
I've seen motorbikes.
Yeah, we've got motorbikes. We'll get onto that. Yeah. These are the cauldrons, okay? Brand spanking new versions of cauldron. We did have the cauldrons before, but there's like a late version and then there's this Anzani version. Really interesting. These are big. They really, look, when you see the actual aircraft, they're a bizarre shape
Why?
because they're very space frame-ish. Let's see if I can find. There you
But it
go.
looks like it's made from toothpicks.
Yeah, look at it.
Yours
Look
is
at it.
upside down.
From the top, right?
From the top. Take it from the top, Jerry.
Let me just focus there so we can swap cameras. Here we go. Look at that. So you've got a sort of standard looking fuselage, but there's no tail here. It's all space frame tail to the back.
Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
so it's like a
Well,
motor mount and a cockpit, and that's it.
Yeah, and space for two people. So one to fly the plane and another one to, I think, throw things out of the plane.
I suppose it's harder to shoot.
You reckon?
Well,
Oh, less things to hit.
less things to hit.
Yeah, maybe. But the wings are pretty big.
It's going to whistle, though, isn't it?
Whistle. What will be whistling? What tunes?
All the bars.
Oh,
No?
maybe. There you go. Look
Is
at
it a
that.
biplane?
It is a biplane. Look at it. Beautiful.
Do you know how I know it's a biplane?
How do you know it's a biplane?
It's 4 wings.
4 wings.
2 on each side.
Mm. And one of the really tricky bits is it doesn't actually come with the rigging, but it comes with the instructions on how to do the rigging. Because that's
What?
optional. If you want to be really, like, you want all the pain of the rigging, then I show you how to do it. But you don't have to.
Kobe couldn't do it anymore.
Kobe, he shaved his head.
Shaved his head.
That's because he used to
What's
use
he
his
gonna
hair,
do?
right? He used to use his hair for
He
rigging.
used to use his hair for plane rigging.
That's right.
What's he going to do now?
Well, he's going to have to buy some commercial stuff. Probably get some long wigs.
I'll sell him my merkin.
Your merkin?
Yeah, I got a long one.
What is it? Is it the fresh one, or is it the one that's been around?
The one that's been around, the Wookiee one.
Oh, yeah. The one that's got the lice in it.
It's like the 70s.
Oh,
It's my rendition of the 70s.
is it?
Yeah,
Looks like an afro, doesn't it?
well, a little bit, but you can straighten it.
What?
You can straighten it.
Look at that.
What?
A nice big manual.
Beautiful box.
Really thick manual. Look at that.
Oh, detail. It's like a history lesson.
So
Does
many
it
bits.
give you, even gives you the firing order and firing order of the engine?
Oh, did it? That's a bit hard to see, isn't it? They're all grey plastic. Let's move it across. And here you got the
I'm
engine
lost.
bits.
Oh, I do love a good radio.
Let's see if we can get the detail of that.
Is it a good thing?
It's a good thing because you can, I don't know if everyone can see, but it's got the fine.
Where does CSM come from?
Comes from Slovenia, isn't it?
I don't know. I was asking.
It's not Slovenia. It's next door to Slovenia. What was it?
Latvia.
Oh, Latvia, next door to Slovenia. Yeah, you can see the cooling.
And I
On
say,
each of the cylinders?
it's CSM. It's an abbreviation for Copper State Models.
That's right. That's right. So they're the engine bits.
This one has an
Then-
American flag on it.
Well, maybe an American fluid.
Well, that's a bit.
And here's some of the wing bits. And you see how it doesn't have any control surfaces? So the wings,
Did it
they
just
don't have
flex?
ailerons, right?
What?
They used, they flexed the wings.
Just flex it.
'Cause
Engineering,
after the Wright brothers,
engineering marvel.
after the Wright brothers did the first flight, they patented the way that they did the control surface, which was wing warping. So bending the wings to change direction.
Mm.
And that was the standard for a long time
Was it?
until, actually, I can't remember who did it. He actually used wing warping as playing without getting any licenses and got sued. So he came up with ailerons.
Flaps.
Yeah, and ailerons is the way to go now. They don't do
It's a
wing
funny
warping.
word, isn't it?
Flaps,
Ailerons.
ailerons
It's a funny word.
for flaps. Well, flaps and ailerons are different, but yeah, they both look flappy, don't they?
I wouldn't know an aileron from a flap if I was hit in the face with it.
Wouldn't you? Well, there you go.
It's been a while
There
since
you
I've been
go.
hit in the face with an aileron.
So you can see how the edges there, they look a bit like the ends
Bat
of a
wing.
bat wing. Thinking the same thing. And there's the size of the fuselage. So it doesn't look very big, but by the time you get it all together, it's massive.
Well, they wouldn't have weighed much back then.
There you go. And here's the other section. So you can sort of get an idea of how big these wings are, eh? Because these are the end bits.
The Cauldron G3,
It's good, isn't it?
late, US and French service.
And you get some photo etch.
Photo edge.
Some photo etch bits.
Where did they have photo edge back then? No metal on the plane, is there?
Well, they look like seatbelts.
Hmm.
Probably just across the
They
sash.
had seatbelts?
Maybe.
Why
Can't
would
see
they
that,
have
but
had
they're
seat-
clear bits.
Why would they have had seatbelts for?
To hold them inside when they smash. And
Fair
there's your big, massive decals. It's a big sheet.
Wait, there's two
And
sets
these are
on
all
there.
printed by Cartograph, who, as we know, print the best decals.
Italian.
Italian decals. That's right. So
So
that's what
when
we
you
got.
think of Italian, you just don't think of the best printed decals, do you?
I guess you don't. No, you think of other things.
I
You know,
think
there's
of
fashion,
great coffee.
design,
I think of
cars.
pizza.
Think of pizza?
I
We've got
think
some
of,
good pizza around
I
here.
think of great cars, but I don't think
Ooh.
of great decals.
You don't?
I have
There
to
you
change,
go.
I have to change my mindset clearly.
Sometimes Tamir even have Cartograph decals in their kits. But that's beautiful. This is an Enzani.
A what?
Enzani.
Oh.
I don't know what the idea of that is, but it looks pretty cool. There you go. But that is not the only thing from Copper State.
What else have you got?
I've got, where are we going to put this? Let me put this here. I've got some
What
little
else
stuff
have you
too,
got?
which is
Show
really
me
cool.
your
little
wares.
boxes.
Little boxes with big dreams.
They're the motorcycles you were talking
Yes.
about. And here's some figures. I've only brought a couple of the figures. There's actually 10 different figures
I was
available.
going to say there's probably like 183.
just to go with the bikes. Okay, so you might see the figures there with the bikes. The bikes don't come with these. They're a optional extra. Okay, so these are bikes by themselves. And I brought the two different bikes.
Did you build a bike?
Not these ones, no. But I've open box one.
Ah.
Yeah. Because when the first ones came out, they were the Triumphs. But they now got a German one. So that's a British one.
What is the German one?
The German one is a Wanderer. I don't know who makes that. I have no idea. So we're getting closer. What's that? 1916. 2-cylinder, 4 horsepower.
Pretty much like a Harley is now.
What is it?
Pretty much.
I don't know. You're the bike man.
No,
Then this is the
It's
one.
just a Digger Harley.
That's the Triumph that got released earlier.
Single cylinder.
The amazing thing about these are they're 3D printed.
Resin.
3D printed resin, including all the spokes.
And the spokes are beautiful.
Yes, and all these pipes and such. So I've already done an open boxing on that one. How about we open box this one?
When did you open box that one?
A little while ago. First came out
I'll
like
have to catch up.
6 months ago. Or
I'll have
even
to
a
catch
year.
up.
Let's look at all the bits here. So they carefully individually pack these things. Here's some more decals.
And you're going to go throwing your big sausage-like fingers in there.
There's cartograph.
Cardiograph again. Jeez,
There you go. Look at this. Look at that. Look at how fine those spokes are.
Recyclable bag.
And that's my thumb there.
That is your thumb.
It is. It's not my little finger.
Could be,
But
but it's not.
Let's see if I can get even closer.
You should have been a hand model. Have I told you that
Look
today?
how fine that is.
What, your thumb?
Yeah, and also the spokes.
Oh, the spokes.
Okay, so the tires, all this is all in one piece. Okay, so they've got lots of detail in it, but they try to print it with as few pieces as possible just to make it easy to assemble. And you'll see that too.
I'm still
with this
baffled how
section.
they print that as one piece.
Look at this. You got the chain and everything.
There's no way they print that at one piece.
How come it looks like a bicycle?
I'll eat my hat.
Why is it got pedals?
Well, it probably has bicycle backup for when the engine broke down.
Right. Well, there's a.
There was a German, so they were like on top of it.
How fine is that?
Germans don't break down.
Printed in one piece there.
Batteries go flat.
And do they? And here's the center
You
with
know
the
all
engine.
about. You know all about.
Look at all those hoses.
You know all about Germans with flat batteries.
Yeah, I do. And look at there. There's the engine with.
2 cylinders and 4 horsepower.
But look at all that, all the wiring. It's all there. Absolutely magnificent. And you got a little seat. It's like a bicycle seat with the springy bits.
Oh, that'd be comfy.
Look at that. Doing, doing, doing. Because these things wouldn't have had suspension, would they?
No.
And
Imagine
then
that
we've got the
on the
handlebars.
cobblestone roads and stuff. Would have been
The
treacherous.
handlebars and the brake levers. And look at that. You got that oink oink horn.
A pig.
You see it?
Ah, oink oink.
Honk honk.
Honk honk. Sorry. I was thinking pigs.
And then there's something else here. I'm not too sure what that is. It's probably some sort of cover. Is that chain cover? And then the stand, yeah?
Mm.
How beautiful is that?
The level of detail.
Isn't it? And then we got the figures.
You would have to use your Optrix 5 to paint that, surely.
You would.
No?
Oh, something I forgot to mention, that we've got the 2 scales. It's 35th scale and 32nd scale.
Why would they do 30-second scale?
32nd scale is to match aircraft. So if you were building one of those planes before, you'd build it in 32nd scale to make it exactly the same. Although if you did 35th, I don't think many people would know the difference anyway. But they're just being very, very exact.
They're very niche, aren't they?
Yes. And so for the figures, there's also 35th and also
Oh, that's Werner.
32nd. Here's Werner.
Have a
Do we
look
want
at
to see
Werner.
Werner?
Yeah.
There's Werner. So this
And he's
is,
posing.
isn't he?
Is he
That's
German?
Werner Voss. So he's a famous pilot, German pilot with a motorcycle. So that's designed to go with the Wanderer kit that we just looked at.
You can tell it's an English motorcycle. Have a look what he's doing.
What do you mean?
Well, it's clearly it's broken down.
Oh, it's broken down. Fair enough.
He's fixing it.
And here is the figure. And
The
their
Ger-
figures are very nicely.
Oh, look at that
Sculpted as
detail.
well.
You wouldn't even need to do any milliput on that.
No, you shouldn't have to.
Whack a primer on it.
That's right. I'm going to try and get the head here because the head was the part that's the most impressive.
Is it? What do you like
'Cause
about it?
you want it realistic.
Crisp. Is it crisp?
That's right. I don't know. There you go.
Do you call it crisp?
Yeah, that's pretty crisp. It's pretty good, isn't it? So a whole bunch of figures that come in too.
Mm.
So that's just a little smattering of what we have
Smattering.
of CSM or Copper State models. But we've got a restock of their armored vehicles as well, including the Garford. And we've got those new aircraft kits there, the Cauldrons. And we've got a whole bunch of these new figures. And they're all in the cabinet at the moment. So check out the website.
So this isn't meant to be for Christmas, is it? Because this is all going to go.
Yes, that's right.
This
We'll
is
go
all
pretty
going to
quick, I
go.
think.
Because this copper state model stuff, like it's the only place in Australia you can get it.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Yeah?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Let me carefully put these back.
I like it.
Back in here.
Have we got any guesses on the car? What are the people at home or workplaces or working from home?
What are they saying?
Tony P is probably at the track.
You reckon?
I dare say.
You reckon he's trying things?
I think he's at the track.
What do we got here? We've got Anthony says it's an army truck.
Army truck. Wow.
Craig says it's 1 to 87 scale.
I don't
It's
know.
actually not 1 to 87 scale.
Not 1 to 87.
No. Richard Rob's on. Hello.
No.
Richard Rob's guessing 78 grams. All right, so the weight's going to be with the plinth. So we better wait now, eh?
What did you call me?
A plinth.
So it's a truck with plinth.
Yes. Nids has gone 169 grams. Jeff's on. Hello.
Jeff's at the movies.
Is he?
Jeff shouldn't be on.
Oh. What do you got there? Okay.
Did you say it?
So 78 is too low. 169 is too high.
Yeah. It's actually fairly weighty, isn't
Dump truck. What do we say to that?
it? Dump truck.
Green army truck. Yeah, they're sort of about right.
Sort of right. Sort of right. Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
right.
Anthony reckons that seatbelt we showed before out of the plane, that would be wearing the pilot for protection.
Wearing the pilot for protection.
That's right. Oh,
I'm coming in hot.
aren't you?
Coming in hot indeed. What have we got here?
You got a Yokomo RS2, which is the second version of the RS series touring cars from Yokomo.
And the first one was called?
The RS1.
Yeah, they're pretty clever. They're pretty creative. They're these guys.
It's easy to remember,
The
isn't it?
RS 2.0.
There we go. And there wasn't a 1.5, was there?
There was no 1.5. There's no 1.1. Straight to 2.
That's it.
This is one that we are doing a studio build on, actually. So I won't go, because you've already seen it unboxing. I just wanted to say, here is what we're looking at, Beej.
What are we looking at?
You can jump on the overhead. Have a look at that. Now, the main difference between the Yokomo RS 1.0 and the RS 2.0 is the 1.0 had FRP, or fiber reinforced fiberglass chassis. This one is a molded tub or a semi tub, or whatever you want to call it. It's a plastic tub chassis. I love that. And a lot of the other geometry and parts are identical. So if Anthony Miller thinks, oh, now I've got to go out and buy a new one or whatever, like a lot of the parts are exactly the same.
That's right.
It's got new chassis, new chassis, top decks, motor mount, and top deck supports.
Yes.
Apart from that, it's all the same.
That's right.
All the same geometry and the same car. Yeah, really good little build. I love it. I haven't built this one. TFG's been working on this one.
So how's the price differ?
Cheaper.
That's right.
It's under $300.
Yes.
Under $300 for a full competition race kit.
That's right. That's right.
Fluid filled diffs front and rear, mid-mount motor configuration, same belts front and rear, just like the really popular and top-end MS1.
So the motor mount's a little bit different because they've added the extension across the top, so you can put in brushed motors.
Yes.
So you don't have the issues that we tried to do like last year.
Yes. And it's stamped steel, so it's super strong.
Yes.
You're not going to... I'd struggle to believe that anybody is going to bend or buckle this motor mount. In fact, I've threatened Steve Cornell with, if he does, in fact, bin his MS 1.0, he should have to campaign this for the rest of the year.
Yes.
But anyway, so
Still be fast.
that is, that is really good. But here's one that I've prepared earlier.
A preparation earlier one.
It's like a cooking show.
Oh, there you go. So this one's been in the oven for a few hours.
It's been in the oven for a few hours.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, nice lipo in there, by the way. This has been in the oven. It's cooked approximately 160 degrees. For 2 hours and 15 minutes to 2 hours 20.
So here you can see the top plates. They're different because they're molded.
And top
they've been
plates.
mounted at a slightly different position so they can actually put in bigger pinions.
Yeah, so pinions and top mounts and stuff like that, all really, really easy to get in. Huge heaps of movement in the motor mount, plenty of gearing options. This one here is the one that we've cooked earlier. We haven't actually cooked. This is Tony P's. He's watching us today. Tony P's one that he's built up, and he's done this, basically because he's tired of top end stuff. He can't cope with it anymore, and he wants to go fast. Or maybe not. He wants a car to take to Geelong.
Because he's got primo at the moment, right?
He wants to take a car to Geelong and be able to punch holes through the wall.
Yeah, well, sometimes you want a car that is just going to be tough and reliable.
Can take a hit.
And can handle it.
And you don't have to put it in the setup station every time it hits a track.
And it's got all the racing geometry you need to set
right.
it up.
That's exactly right. So big features that this one has, I suppose, a step forward is it does have short shocks and short shock towers on it.
Yes.
That was a realization later on the RS1, and they did an upgrade kit.
Yeah.
And that upgrade kit included carbon shock towers and alloy shocks. This one here does, in fact, have plastic shock towers and plastic shocks. So the alloy short shocks will fit it. Doesn't come with sway bars. Again, neither did the RS1, but it's the same sway bar kit for the 1 or the 2 model. And that kit is like 3 different sizes, front and rear. And I would highly recommend anybody who gets one or each of these cars to get one of those sway bar kits. But yeah, and that's it. It's extremely neat. It's really well put together. Well, Tony put it together, and he said it went together a doodle.
A doodle.
A doodle. He could pretty much just fell together. We've got the Orca Totem speed controller in there, and it looks very, very well at home. Let's go super zoom. Oof, it's crisp. There you go, the Orca Totem. He's got the fan on there. Bit of overkill, but nonetheless, a fan is on there. He's actually snuck into the side. You can't really see it, but right here, that's the Bluetooth module. It's got the Bluetooth module in there for tuning.
Oh, is that the wire for it?
The little Wi-Fi.
Oh,
that's
okay.
the little dongle.
Oh, right,
it's
okay.
hard mounted in there. It's on the back of the Speedy.
You can see how it's fit into the little side there.
It fits perfectly. He's got a brand new older Trinity, what is that, max horsepower or something, Monster Max.
New in box?
Probably, yeah, new in box, probably a 10-year-old motor there that he never used. The green's very fitting with the Team Coyote LiPo in there. So a really nice build, and I love the Temu. He didn't like it when I said that, but it's got the Temu Futaba receiver in there.
When didn't like it?
Well, it's actually from eBay, but you get the idea.
Oh,
it's a
fair enough.
But it's fitting, very fitting with the car. Just don't look at the servo. It does have an MKS in there. It's a bit awkward.
Bit awkward?
A bit awkward. Well, it's probably the most expensive part of the whole build is the servo.
Oh.
But anyway, that is fantastic. That bumper bar didn't come. It does come with the foam one.
Yeah, that's something that
Tony, being a crafty fox, has drawn it up to fit exactly the forward mount body. Yeah.
Yes.
6 mil forward, a 9 mil bigger bumper bar. So it fits exactly on the body. So he doesn't have bits of foam and stuff hanging off his body like the plebs like I do. But yeah, really good car. RS 2.0. It's got it fitted with some very nice sweeps. And he learnt this time after last incident. But yeah, no, I love it. I absolutely love it. So this is Tony P's. Thank you for bringing it in, Tony, and letting us have a quick look. And we will keep up to date as TFG builds this one here. This is going to Jeff Biggity Biggs. It's his very own car. He's stepping it up to 21.5.
It's such a versatile chassis. You can use it as a street basher.
Yeah.
You can use it on, building up one of your own cars and making I don't know, like a modified car that you just drive anywhere.
A velo car.
Velo car work really well.
A velo car could work really well.
We've used the RS1 at the velodrome. It was flying.
And parts are really well priced. Really well priced. So if you're coming up from Phaser or whatever, it's a perfect stepping stone.
Yeah, 21.5.
You can't do it cheaper. Even if you are worried that it's not for you, then all the electronics can come out and go straight into another chassis.
That's right.
You can go straight into your MS1. Yeah, that is the Yokomo RS 2.0.
2.0.
Thank you, Tony P, and thank you for everyone.
It's very nice. All right, here's our vehicle of the week or automobile of the week.
Automobile.
What have people been guessing? So dump truck, yes. So that's Anthony. Dave said green army truck. Yeah, that's sort of correct as well.
What country is it from?
What country is it from?
And what
look,
brand?
Anthony says 176. That is correct.
176 indeed.
Anthony says 255 grams, which is too heavy.
Too heavy.
Tony says 100, which is too light.
Too
Anthony
light.
said the same thing. They're thinking the same.
Thinking the same.
Hot Sis is 142.
42.
What was that again? Is that too heavy?
That's too heavy.
Okay.
Hoss is sniffing around, hoping a certain buggy makes it on screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not today.
Oh,
not
right.
today, Hoss, I'm afraid. He had a beautiful Hearns racing rendition done up for his YZ10.
What rendition?
Well, just a body shell done up by JK Racing over in South Australia.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Replica. To go with his new two-wheel drive.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
All right, what have you got for us, Beach?
What else we got? I thought, you're thinking for me. We've got a whole heap of Academy. And
I
I
can't
thought I'll
help
bring
it.
this
I'm
in.
excited.
This is one of the chunkier kits.
Chunkamunka. It's one of my
they're
favorites.
Really good value.
It's one of
Really
my
good value.
favorites, the old F4J.
Is it?
Yep.
This is a Diamondbacks livery.
Diamondbacks livery.
Mm.
Tell me about the Diamondbacks, Beach.
Well, they've got diamonds in their livery. That's all I know.
Sounds American.
Doesn't it?
Are they Americans?
Yes. Yes. This will be a carrier-based aircraft.
Sounds like a backup singer for a
See
band.
that? It's got diamond on its back. Even here.
Lady Gaga and the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. If you think about it long enough. Yeah. But this is different.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a machine of war.
It is.
Probably.
And the Phantoms were around.
Phantoms.
Yep. The F4s are known as Phantoms, and they were being developed before the Vietnam War and used during the Vietnam War. And they were developed heavily during the Vietnam War to a point where they got air superiority. So they're very good aircraft.
Probably a bit old now.
They're a bit old now, but they have very interesting shapes. They don't look that streamlined. You look at the shapes of the wings. It's got that, what do you call that? That would be anhedral rear stabilizer.
Anhedral rear stabilizer. I've never heard those words uttered from your mouth.
Haven't you?
No.
It's not dihedral.
I'm aroused.
Oh, yeah, now.
A little bit.
Better calm down there.
Whew.
Yeah, these angles here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is dihedral. I'm pretty sure that's anhedral. It's going the other way.
Getting a
And
geometry
these
lesson.
these are the points where the wings can be folded, so
Folded
you can fit
flaps.
more aircraft inside the hangar of the aircraft
Were
carrier.
the Japanese the first to do that?
Well, foldies.
Mm.
No, I don't think so.
Like origami.
Don't think so. Although they did do it. I mean, the American aircraft were foldy. The Germans were as well.
The Corsair
English did that
was the
too.
Corsair foldy?
Corsair was foldy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it looks
Corsair
it.
foldy around here.
It looks it.
And the wings folded up. They almost touch in the middle.
Really?
Yep.
Like clapping, like a star jump.
Yeah. You wouldn't see it. You wouldn't even want to see it do that while it's flying.
Ah, you haven't seen me fly.
You know, there's your big Diamondback right there.
There you go.
All right, let's have a look inside.
Right.
All right, so you can see how thick this box is.
Jump
Right?
in.
It's massive.
Get in that box.
Pretty massive. Let me move that out of the way. Out of the
Tear
way
in
you
that
go.
box. Get in there.
This has got cartograph decals too.
No.
Yeah,
Gee,
yeah.
they've been busy.
Yeah, see.
How
Cartograph.
big's the factory?
I don't know. Must be the size of a big house. There's a fuselage.
There's the top part.
Yeah, and being a top part is sort of good because traditionally aircraft used to be made in halves down the centre. But because of the design of
They would have
this-
been harder to glue together, surely.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Then you have to clean off all these bits. That's nice, isn't it? So there's one big injecting molding part there, which you just clip off, and then a cap just goes over the top.
What else have you got?
Lots of bits for engine nozzles for the back.
Oh, I do love a jet.
Big bits here. It's actually a couple of noses. Not too sure why. They've given you options there.
Because you could do it in like a landing or a taking off pose.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, well, it would have like pointed up or down, no, so they could see where they're going.
Well, like a Concorde.
Yeah.
I think it was different to that.
Why?
I don't know. But there's bombs and such. And you got pilots.
Half a pilot.
Oh, there's two pilots in there. There's not many kits that come with pilots anymore. And you've got
Well, because they're all drones.
tanks.
When are we going to get model kits of drones?
There are. We've already got model kits of drones.
There you go.
And there's sidewinders, sparrows,
How do you know
air
that?
missiles. Hey?
How do you know that?
I don't know. I just know.
I love that you know.
And here,
You're just a bloke that knows things.
I'm not too sure if that's actually the gun pod.
It's not a submarine.
Oh, there's another figure there, just standing. They're nice, eh?
He's the deckhand.
A deckhand.
Yep.
He's handing the deck. Got the wing edges. It's pretty big, isn't it?
Oh, so you can do it folded.
Can do it folded. And a huge sheet of decals.
When you say huge, that is massive.
Isn't it? Isn't it big?
It's bigger than your head.
Well, that's going on the back. So that's going across here, right? It's going over there. Yeah. Look at all these
Little
small stencils.
Tiny.
They're the things that add so much more depth to it.
And
You don't quite notice them from far away, but you see them all.
And you bet that they're going to look amazing once they're all on. Do you have to cut these out?
You need to cut them out individually. And you can see how good they are because when you look at it at sharp angles, you can't really see the carrier film.
Yes.
And that's the great thing about them.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because otherwise, if you clear them, you still see the carrier film. It still looks like a toy afterwards. But these, after you clear them, they look like actual painted on stencils.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. So that's an Academy.
Academy.
Flips around. F4J. 48 scale. Big box, isn't it?
Do you want this one too or not?
Oh, well, we can talk about it later. Or you want to talk about it now?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah?
I'm more than happy to talk
What do
about
you
it
got?
later.
Oh, shall we go back
What
to
have
this?
I got? We'll
Let's
go back to this. And then
What about here?
I got to bust out a bag.
Oh, dear. Oh, Northlander dude from Canada is saying hello.
Hello indeed.
Anthony says Royal Engineers on the side of the truck. How did he see that?
He's a wizard.
Must be.
He's a wizard.
How did he see that?
He's a bloody wizard.
All right, so it is Royal Engineers.
He's a wizard.
It is.
Because he stops it, he clips it, and he blows it up, and he's got he's a wizard.
Uh-huh. I've got 123 grams.
123.
That's too low, yeah?
It's too light.
What's it between now? 123?
123 and 140 something?
142.
142.
Yeah, okay. All right, there's the ranges.
It's not very much, is it?
No, no. What do you got there? You got a bag.
I got a bag.
You got a bag?
You got a Brett's bag.
It's a weathered bag. It's
Is
been
it?
around this bag. It's seen some stuff. Look at it. It's all dirty and
Dirty and crusty.
dirty and crusty and
This one
probably
there.
probably been used for. Oh, that's why.
What's in here?
But
What's happened to that?
no wonder it's dirty and crusty on the outside. Have a look what I've got here. This is the very same XX that we campaigned at last year's Vintage Bash.
Right.
It is actually Dr. Aaron Defina's.
So this brown
And every
pattern
year-
on it, is that part of the paint job?
No, that's just part of the fills. That's
Oh,
part
is
of the
it?
show.
Right.
It's not finished.
Right.
It's not finished,
What
but
do you
I
mean? What
wanted
needs-
to bring it in.
What else needs to be done?
I wanted to bring it in. Well, the body, the shocks. I got to do the shocks.
Right.
The shocks are empty.
Empty.
Do you know how to tell if your shocks need doing on your Lossy XX?
No, how do you do it?
Now you turn it upside down. There's that much air in the shock.
Oh,
Shouldn't be that empty.
wow. All right.
And that doesn't mean they're leaking. It's had a lot of use. So there's that much. And obviously it doesn't run upside down. Well, it does if I drive it. But it goes like this. But that air actually thins out the oil and mixes air and oil together. And you actually get different dampening
Yeah,
because you have different amount of oil
that's
and
right.
air
Which means
in
it
there.
might not be consistent.
Yeah, it won't be consistent. I mean, it's not a huge thing, but it's,
Are they meant to be aeration shocks?
yeah, there's no bladder in there.
Right.
There's no bladder in there, but you try and get as much air out as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's ridiculous.
Is it?
It's
There you
comical.
go.
That's really good to show on camera.
Right. Okay. There you
You
go.
can even hear it,
It's like you're playing a tune.
isn't it?
All right. So what is this thing?
This is a Lossy XX.
A double X.
I stopped racing off-road when this
Good old
one
wing wire?
when this one came out. It's been a bit
What
wasn't
are we
like
looking
this
at?
last year. Let's have a look. There's a bit of
Was there? Is it a
there's
bit
a
mangled?
bit of race tape. There's a big, what can only be the size of a crack.
Hey,
in the
look, if
wing.
race tape can fix jumps, it can fix a wing.
It can fix stupid. Why not?
All right. What have we got here?
So I'm in. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you what I've been working on.
What have you been working on?
So this did currently, and if you've seen these videos before, was fitted with 21.5 running gear. So
Right.
21.5 it refers to as brushless. So a modern brushless running gear.
Yeah.
Because this thing gets, I won't say it gets raced every week, but this is Aaron's go-to buggy when he races at club races.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had 21.5 brushless motor in it and an Orca Totem Speedy. Fine things.
Right.
Fine things, make no mistake. But this year's Vintage Bash, I thought we might step back in time a little bit. So I've got this very same speed controller in the 870, in the YZ870, the four-wheel drive.
What do they call this?
This is the Orca Run Plus.
Run Plus.
Funny name, serious speedy.
Because?
So it does brushed and brushless.
Yes.
It's really good. And it comes with a program box.
Yes.
And it's very reasonably priced. It's under $150 and it's really reasonably priced, and it can handle down to 10.5 turns of brushless and I want to say 10 turn brush.
And they come with a fan as well if you want to fit that.
Comes with a fan that mounts on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the perfect weapon of choice.
Yeah.
If you have a vintage car, like in some, you might want to go 21.5, right? Because it's easy. You don't have to service it. You don't have to do anything. We're really spoilt with brushless motors. But then for an event like the Vintage Bash, you might want to break out a 12 quad from 1994 and really try and relive your youth.
So you can see how there's the 3 wires there.
There's the 3 wires there, yeah.
That's for brushless. Yeah. And then one of them's been disconnected and a bit of
hidden
there.
Yeah. And you can do it at the circuit board if you want, but I just did it here to make future applications nice and easy. So it does just use the 2 wires.
Yeah, just positive and negative.
And yeah, so it's got pretty much going back to 1995 race spec, which is really cool. I really love it. So this buggy is in fact, I think a 96 to 98. I think it's a CR or a Brian Kinrold edition. Looking at the shock towers and some of these white steering parts here. These weren't original Lossy XX stuff. It's a later evolution model.
Right.
I started racing Lossy XXs in 1993 or 1994. Very, very good buggy, and went through until, I think 98, 97.
Was it Lossy that started the hexes for the two-wheel drives? I
want to say yes, but I don't know.
It sort of feels like it was theirs, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So they had the inboard. Before that, we all had wheel. It definitely wasn't AE. That's what you're thinking. But yeah, I can't confirm it. It wasn't some other.
Yeah, so the bearings are held in here, right?
Yeah.
Rather than the rim.
Which was really good because you used to, if you're changing front tires, you'd have to press your bearings out on the bench and be all dirty and you lose a bearing.
Yes.
So yeah, which is a very good point, because if you look at the other side, it's actually loose and needs servicing. I just noticed.
Oh,
so
okay.
Like, the screws come loose.
Oh, well,
yeah, it's
only hanging out by 4 mil.
Yeah, that's right. That's not ideal.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Like I said, it is a work in progress.
That's active track.
Yeah. But not picking it, like it's had a hard life. I rebuilt it last year, and admittedly, I don't think Aaron has lifted a wrench to it in the last 12 months.
Well, that's luxurious, isn't it?
Which is
just
fine.
Being able to take it out and just driving it.
That's fine. And it's strong enough to be able to do that. So I'll give it a freshen up for him. It's very nice to let us run it. But yeah, so the Run Plus, we've got a Futaba Speedy in there, got a transponder, bits and pieces. Now, what the XX does have, and was a first for Losi, was the Hydro Drive. And that's part of the slipper unit here. And the reason that I wanted to show everybody the car.
I always found it really confusing at the time because hyperdrive was the thing happening at the same time.
So it's basically a fluid-filled coupler device. Think of a torque converter in an automatic car.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it has locks onto the spur gear itself with a spline.
Yes.
And anyway, but it does weep a little bit, this Hydro Drive. But you can see how it spins independently of the spur gear. So I'm holding the spur gear.
Yeah.
And it does, Hydro Drive units do in fact still retain all the slipper pad and friction plate.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you now.
So the traditional slipper's on it, is it?
Yeah, so it's on the back, because these cars only ever had single side slipper.
Yes, you can see it there.
Not like modern. So the modern cars are sandwiched both sides.
Yes.
The old cars exactly like this.
Yeah.
So instead of pretty much.
Did you say sandwich?
I did say sandwich. Instead of having, if you wanted to take, so the same spur gear, if you wanted to take your Hydro Drive off, and stock racers generally didn't run them, it was simple as taking the Hydro Drive unit off.
Right.
And then you just put another spigot and a thrust race here for your slipper.
Right.
So it does still have, the spur gear is not connected to the shaft in any way.
Yeah.
It runs on a bearing. There we go. And this is an 84 tooth.
Mm-hmm.
There we have our friction plate.
Yep. That locks onto the back.
And our pressure plate. So that goes on. Oops.
Other side.
I'm trying to do it while watching the monitor. It's not working out for me. So we have that. That locates there. That locates here.
Yeah.
And then we have, sorry.
You're going to take the plate off.
Yeah. And this is the sandwich plate goes on here. And this is what locates on the shaft. So that goes on the lay shaft of the transmission.
Yeah.
And that is your slipper. Yeah, that is your traditional slipper.
Yeah.
But what Lossy invented, say, in 1991 at the Worlds, or what they took to the Worlds, was this dampening device. This dampening device, aptly named Hydrodrive. And you can, oh no, it doesn't have a Hydrodrive written on it. It just has Team Lossy.
Patent pending.
Patent pending. Okay. And it's basically 2 plastic halves and an impeller inside. And the impeller is in fact connected to this shaft. You can see here it does need a seal kit. See, it's a little bit wet.
Mm-hmm.
So see how that spins?
So that's spinning the impeller in there.
Yeah, see that center bit?
And you've got some fluid in there, which would be, what weight are you putting into it?
I put 60K.
60,000?
I'm not exactly sure. We didn't sort of have those specs back in the day.
Yeah.
But it was.
So the idea is, as this spins up, it gets to a point of locking up the fluid.
Yep.
And then engages the clutch.
Yeah. So, and it gives a really light static feel. So see that's locked onto the slipper now, those little teeth.
Right.
So that the teeth here lock into the recess here.
Right.
And the bearing, so it all free spins on the shaft. Like so.
Right.
And there was 4 spur gears, 84, which was purple, 86, which was red, yellow, which was 88, and 90, which was orange. And I actually am searching around for an 88 or a 90 because I'm having, see the spur gear, this Hydra is actually bigger than the spur. And because I'm trying to run a 15-tooth pinion, it's the grub screw is actually hitting the Hydra. So I need the spur gear to be a little bit bigger.
Right.
But yeah, but that is a Hydra drive.
Yeah.
And that's the essence of it. So you can see here that's complete. And that's got a viscous feel to it, like a center diff or something. So that will spool up and it'll act like a damper unit for your slipper clutch, much like the shocks, the oil in the shocks acts like a damper unit for the springs.
Right.
So it gives you a really smooth acceleration. Biggest downside with it is that it's quite heavy on the drivetrain. And if you were running silver can class or stock class, which even like now, like 90% of people run, it was quite an energy drain on the inertia on the drivetrain. Right. So we generally took them off and just run slippers. Yep. However, if you run modified, particularly if the track conditions were, you never took them off and they stayed on the car and they never leaked in years. This one's only just started leaking after, 30 odd years.
Would you use it on every track or was it for like low traction tracks?
No, just leave it on. And you just use it like a slipper.
Right.
It just became part of the character in the car. And you forgot how good they were unless you drove somebody's car like without it. And it would just be different. So yeah, so that is the Lossy Hydra Drive unit. Very unique to the Lossy XX. Non-existent now. Probably wasn't as useful then as it probably could be now, actually. Now with our huge lipos and our massive amounts of power, I think the Hydra Drive would probably be a really good thing on the modern cars.
Do they ever use Hydra drives with hyperdrive systems?
With belt drives?
Because hyperdrive was a belt system. Instead of a spur gear, it had a pulley.
Yeah. Aaron Defina's got an A&L transmission in an RC10, which is belt. Yeah. And I think he has a Hydra Drive on that, if that counts.
So belt.
So
double belt.
So it has a, but yeah, so that is the Hydra Drive unit, and that's just the spring there to force onto the slipper pad. Yes. And you just adjust it on track like any other slipper. Right. But yeah, so that is a Hydra Drive. A lot of people asked after the bash, I will do a full. Aaron has let me know that he has a rebuild kit, funnily enough, for this. Right. So
What's a rebuild kit come with?
Bisbee seals.
Right.
There's just O-rings. I think there's like 3 O-rings in there and a couple of like Teflon, like white Teflon seals. Right. back in the day, they never needed servicing. You built them when you got the kit because they would come completely disassembled.
Yeah.
You built it with the kit, and if you did it right, you never touched it.
Right.
You never serviced it. You never changed the oil. They never leaked. But you can see here, there's a little bit of weeping from the shaft here, and that'll just throw out. But it was like nearly empty. Luckily, when I didn't know how I was going to fill it, because there's these two ports here for filling and bleeding.
Yes.
So you take them both out, fill it from one side until there's no air coming out.
Yeah. Bleed it out the other end and then
stop.
Stop.
But there used to be like a sort of special like shock fluid bottle with like a needle tip, and I was quite concerned how I was going to do it. Luckily enough, I discovered that the XTR bottle orifice is exactly a press fit for that little proud shoulder.
Right.
And it just was a beautiful thing.
Right.
So it made my life really easy. So filled it up, bled it, scraped out the excess out of the threads.
Yes.
Because you know what happens when you do up a hydraulic lock on a screw? It breaks. And these are plastic screws, so you have to be so gentle.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they built them, just snapped the screw straight in there. And that was the end of the Hydra. But yeah, there you go. A bit of vintage and vintage bash. So I'm not sure if TFG has been... have you got a special guest, TFG? Can we still call him a special guest?
He's still pretty special.
He's special to me.
Yeah, but
I'm not special.
I'm not special, and I'm hardly a guest because I work here.
Right.
So, yeah, but you're like a guest of honor. Hang on, I'm going to try and assemble this. I'm going to try and assemble this.
Oh, you got your wig. Your big wig t-shirt on.
How big was your wig?
I had a pretty big wig.
One.
I had a big wig. Did you ever see me with my Afro Ken wig?
Oh, yes, I have. I was quite traumatized. I needed some counselling for several weeks afterwards.
Suffer. You weren't the only one.
Yeah, that was a fine thing. Look at that.
I'm trying to just build this really, really awkwardly.
Yeah. What do you mean? Just putting it back together.
There we go.
Because you have to do it under because the friction pad can like dislocate and this. So
yeah, it was way too much work.
That's all right. Just tighten it up with a bit of skew.
See, that's why I drove Associated, because I didn't want to have to play with one of these.
Oh, but you wanted to. But in stock, we never used them anyway.
Yeah.
The stock guys never. Stock and silver can never use
I
them.
wasn't.
They were literally like most people threw them in the bin at some point.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because they were just useless.
Yeah.
It's only the.
But I agree with what you said earlier, though. I think today that'd be even better.
Just checking it now, and it's that loose. You just do it with your finger. It's not like that.
So that's normal, is it?
Yeah. And that will feel tight on track. When it spools up, it will see how loose it is.
Yep.
Yeah. But when it spools up, drives from the spur.
They were a very clever bit of engineering.
Weren't they?
They were indeed. I like that.
And it's funny because at that Worlds, it was actually the Hydro Drive that beat Lossy.
On an Associated.
On an Associated. Yeah, because Mike Reedy went around to all the hobby shops in England and snaffled up all the Lossy kits or whatever he could buy.
Yeah.
To get the Hydro Drives and put it on his RC10s.
Yeah.
And Brian Kinwood won.
That's it.
BK.
I think Joel Joel Johnson top qualified, but I think Brian Kinwood cleaned him up in the finals.
Clean up.
The Dirtinator.
There you go.
Wow.
Old school Lossy things.
Old school cool.
Yeah.
Next
week.
You know all about old school.
Well, it's because I'm old and I've been to school
once.
Yeah. There you go. Next week.
Who drew that?
Me.
Pretty good. How big was your wig?
How indeed.
Fantastic big wig. Quite an iconic car from Tamir. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I got a bit of flack for.
There's going to be a few coming this year, though, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
eh?
I think there will be. There's going to be a few of everything.
So what have we got here? Looks like a 870C.
Yes.
Looks like a Marui Hunter.
Marui Hunter.
JRX.
Yep.
Lunchbox.
And a lunchbox.
There you go.
I've changed the top 4 cars every year.
And this is the 3rd year of Vintage Bash.
3rd year.
November 1 to... Your T-shirt's wrong, isn't it? Thursday
when we did this, the Thursday wasn't going to happen.
Okay, so it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Although I don't think Thursday's structured.
Thursday's
like
turn up and run. I think they think they've called it a cars and coffee thing.
Oh, okay.
But track's open, right?
Track is open, yes.
Right. Friday is practice, is that right?
Yep.
And Saturday is two-wheel drive.
I think there is some actual running competition on Friday.
We're not there for the competition.
I mean, I read the thing, but I don't have to worry about it. So.
No, well, we're just going to be there.
And this time next week, we'll be there.
We will be there.
We'll be live from the track.
Well, we'll try. I don't know whether to do a Hearns from the track, but we'll be plenty of content coming from the track.
Yeah.
One way or another. I don't
Yeah.
think we'll have an hour structured show because we'll be too busy. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
So tell me, how did the Vintage Bash start?
April 2022.
April 2022.
With the Victorian off-road titles.
Yep.
Which I had entered, but it was going to be like 39 degrees. And I went, yeah, not interested.
Not interested?
But I went down on Friday.
Yep.
I know that because you were doing a Hearns live there.
Oh, okay.
So the actual discussion happened while the live was on.
There you go.
You were doing the live, and I was just walking around talking crap. And I sat down with Brother Lou Solar,
Yes.
and I'd seen that there were like 4 heats of vintage. And I thought, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. And I thought, I just said to Lou, look at all these vintage cars. Wouldn't it be cool if we could just have a meeting just for them?
Yep.
And he went, yeah, that'd be great. I said, you reckon we should do it? Yeah. What can I? We'll just pick a date. There'll be like 20 or 30 people on a Sunday afternoon. So we set it up for when was it? October, I think. October, I think was Bash 1, and we had 120 or something entries before I went, "Oop, stop! Can't handle this." And we pulled the pin there because I knew we wouldn't be able to get enough time to run. And this year there's over 300, the
350
biggest
something.
RC event in Australia ever.
It's really good. And the old cars, it goes across generations, it goes across disciplines, it goes across people that don't race anymore, but they still come to the bash.
Yeah.
People that have no interest in modern stuff whatsoever.
Well,
yeah. Even Marlon, right? Marlon's a perfect example. He's never raced a modern car.
Our ex-train guy.
He's got no interest in it. Lives 300 k's away.
He's coming down.
Bash, he comes down.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
I think the best example you can give is you look at in our own shop here. The wall is full of cars that were from the middle 90s.
Yeah, it looks like walking into the shop in
94, 95. And that, I think we've been lucky in that the manufacturers have seen an opening. They're bringing out all these re-releases of these old cars. And all the guys, well, not as old as me, obviously. No one's that old, apart from Master Joe. And they're all going, I had one of them 30 years ago. I can buy another one now. And we've just, it isn't some brilliant thing by me that I came up with an idea. It's just worked out nicely.
Yeah.
And there's even a big brand coming out for a year now. Yokomo, they've decided to release their cars.
Yeah.
So, now we've got our cars to sell. People can buy doggy fighters.
And it all probably started, 20 years ago with a crusty old Hornet or Grasshopper or something coming back out, right? And then a Frog, and then Tamir thought, hang on, we're onto something. And they've just been pumping them.
Certainly Tamir were the first to do the re-re's. And now the way Tamir are doing it is good. They release one, and then maybe another 9 months later they'll do another one. They're not like associated
like the Top
with
Force. They might do it like every 10 years, right?
Yeah,
Top Force wasn't
just
around for sort of 10 years.
Yeah, it's really good, and the type of racing is just there's camaraderie there.
Yeah,
it's not so serious, and I think that's important.
Yeah,
I certainly appreciate that myself. And I mean, if you get hammered by someone, you just laugh.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants their stuff broken at the same time, but at the same time, it's not about lap times and whatever, because there's huge disparities from the cars and equipment, and nobody really cares.
Well, certainly in Bash 1, you had 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. That was it. We didn't separate motors or anything, and no one really cared. It's a bit more structured this time. I don't know whether that's the right thing or not, but the fact that there's 300 and something entries says it is.
Yeah, that's right.
It says that's what people want. So
we've got a Jurassic class.
Yeah,
right?
That's plastics, is it?
That's like frogs and hornets and bears and
then it's separated into
years, right?
Into years. So what?
85, 87.
There's a class of the double X.
87, 91, 93, 90.
So you're racing against the cars that were active at that time.
Yeah. So, but anyway, looking forward to it. So Vintage Bash 3.0, and you are one of the founding forefathers of such a thing.
I'm quite happy to, even though I'm not directly associated with it now. I mean, obviously, I do all the artwork and stuff for them still, because that's my speciality. But I don't have anything to do with the day-to-day running of it. But they run stuff past me, which is I'm thankful for Lou and Cookie and Aaron for doing that. Get my opinion, and then they say, "What would you know, you stupid old bastard?"
That's right.
And
Fair enough.
and that's fair enough. But I'm going to be happy to sit back and go, something that I started has been the biggest event in Australia ever.
Yep. And it's not going to stop here.
No, next year's going to be bigger.
There'll be another one.
And we've got special guests.
Special guest, June Watanabe. We got people
Mr.
coming
Blockhead.
from Texas, is that right?
Yes, Texas.
America, Canada, England.
UK, yes.
New Zealand, of course.
Yep.
Tasmanians, probably.
Oh, no.
All sorts of places.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Definitely Queensland, Sydney, South Australia. I don't know.
Brunswick.
Brunswick.
How about WA? Anyone coming over from Perth?
Oh, yeah.
There was definitely,
Yeah, there's people coming from everywhere. It's going to be, it'll be mega.
It will be mega, and we'll be part of it. We'll be there all weekend. You're going to fly past.
Well, I'm coming over on Friday.
You're definitely coming over on Friday.
Yeah. So I'll be part of the Hearns crew on Friday as usual.
Yep.
And
we'll make it so.
Yeah, we'll be there. I'll have to take a cut lunch because it's a long way from my house.
You can take the deck van?
No, I need to leave now. No, that's not going to happen. I'm going to bring the trip. If it's a nice day, I could ride my bike over.
Yep, there you go.
That's something to think about.
Fantastic. So that is the Double X and Vintage Bash 3.0.
Excellent.
Next week.
Next weekend.
Coming up real
Cup
soon.
weekend, Melbourne time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We done everything now?
I've still got a few things, I think.
Got to talk to the truck.
I'll go away then.
You can go away.
What else I got?
I'll go away.
Thank you, TFG. What have you got?
Oh, I got one more kit over here.
One more kit.
Look at this. Shall I look at that?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's guessed on the weight yet.
What about the brand?
No brand.
I've forgotten.
132.
Nope.
How's 132? How's 130 grams?
Nope. Too late. Too late.
My cookie's on board.
Cookie's on board. It's because he heard his name. He heard his name.
Yeah,
The AI pinged him in.
Oh.
When TFG said Cookie, that was it. Pinged him in.
So Ninja's saying stadium trucks on Friday, four drive Saturday, four drive Sunday. That's next week for the Vintage Bash.
Yeah, I actually haven't been paying attention to the details because it doesn't matter. We'll just be there, right? We'll be there. Right. We'll be ready as we can, and we'll do everything we can to have fun.
150 grams? That's too heavy, isn't it? 137 grams.
137, too late.
Okay, keep going.
Well, close now. It must be like 142 to 137. A pack wagon? Did I say that right? Did I have the right inflection?
Well, you did, I think.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not a German speaker.
Je pack a wagon.
But this is a Hanamag, which is a trip carrier,
half track
with a big.
Why did they bother? Why did they bother with the front bit?
Which front bit?
Where the front wheels are.
I don't know. I don't quite understand it because the wheels did move, but most of the maneuvering happened in the
tracks.
That's right, because they changed speed. I don't know. I must have done something.
Weird.
But there it is.
Maybe it's
so we've got a whole bunch.
Maybe it's where the engine was. Maybe they couldn't fit the engine in the back.
You think?
I don't know.
Because they could have made longer tracks. Then it just would have looked like a tank.
It looks a lot like a tank now. It's like half a tank.
Well, I don't know. Half tracks is the thing. Even the US had half tracks.
So this is a derivative of the Hanamag trip carrier.
That's AFV.
AFV Club. So AFV Club is a Taiwanese company, and they make really good quality models. And of late, they did.
I'll be the judge of that.
Australian M113s.
I'll be the judge of that. Whip the top off. Whip the top off. Let me have a look.
What we got there?
I'm trying to judge it. Yeah, I'm calling it good.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
what's that?
What is that?
That is
a pressed brass shield for the gun. For the cannon.
Or a bulkhead. Is it?
Yeah.
I love that. And a little bit of photo etch in there.
Yeah.
For other bits and pieces.
Yes.
It's crisp. It's chunky, but it's crisp.
Yeah, I think they're really good kits.
It's going to be a real...
It doesn't have individual track links, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It does have it's got the rubber tracks on the bottom.
Rubber dongers?
Somewhere. Yeah.
What do you mean rubber tracks?
Look at this.
They're rubber tracks. Show me.
I've seen it.
No.
The old school rubber tracks.
What do you mean old school?
Well, to me, I've been using rubber tracks for like decades.
And it's just the individual tracks
Not on the
are
tanks.
popular now to give more detail.
Why aren't these detailed?
When they've been,
Because you get sag.
they look like the whole thing's bent. It doesn't actually look like it's linked. That's what people say. And that's why they would like individual track links.
I don't trust them.
You don't trust them?
I like it. I'm calling it good.
I think it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. There you go. It's got 7.5
Kilowatts.
centimeter gun.
Ah,
All right, here's a truck.
truck.
No one can really guess.
No one can really guess.
No, it said 145, 139.
138.
138. Oh, okay, it's between Hoss RC and Nids. Okay, so
Why?
I almost got it.
I
Because
can't believe
Hoss
I
said
did.
139.
138. Do you want to see?
Oh, okay, Hoss is closer then. Are we getting close?
So it is an Evelyn Barford dumper truck from the Royal Engineers.
So it's a Royal Engineers.
Evelyn
marking on the
Barford.
side.
There you go.
It's made by
Company's-
Oxford.
Company started in 1933.
33.
It's a 6-cylinder, 4-stroke diesel engine. 6 wheels.
6 wheels.
6 wheels.
Right?
Can confirm 6 wheels.
Yes.
That's about all I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's probably more than I know. But yes, it's 1/76 scale, which is 00 scale to suit
Oh.
to suit British Railway.
Not 00.
Well, yeah, it can
Oh.
be. It can be.
Not HO.
No, double
00.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
There you go.
That tricked a lot of people, didn't it? Even tricked us,
Didn't trick me.
didn't it?
No.
That's because you looked it up.
I just didn't know.
So there you go. So that's the show.
That is the show.
That is a show. So that's a show for another week until next week, which is going to be Vintage Bash 3.
Vintage Bash 3. We'll be at the track Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want to stop past, even if you've never seen an RC event before, if you are in Melbourne and you don't really care too much for horse racing, come past and say hello. We'll
Come
be
by.
there.
It's like a carnival.
We've got our Japanese special guest,
Mm-hmm.
John
John Watanabe from
Watanabe,
Block
all
Motors.
the way from
Blockhead Motors.
all the way from Japan.
Yes.
Coming over, and he's not just coming to sign autographs of them. I'm tipping he's going to be selling plenty of pink tires and signing them.
Mhm.
He's going to be racing.
He'll be
He's-
racing.
he's pumped to get on
entered
track.
3 classes, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm excited to see his stuff. I
So
don't
he's
know.
bringing all his cars. He's
I bet
preparing them now.
Is he?
Mm.
Yeah, I bet they're a bit better prepared than what I'm bringing.
Well, you just got to wipe it down with like a damn cloth. He'll be done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
that's right. No, I think he's going to be a bit more concourse looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, they'll scrub up. They'll scrub up all right. They're not going to be on the track like that. Like I said, work in progress, but
Mhm.
I wanted to show you guys what we're up to. And you've all seen the YZ870. You've all seen the Dogfighter.
Mm.
So we'll have the Lossy, the Dogfighter, and the Super Frog.
Super Frog. That's right.
Super Frog.
Super Frog. All right, there we go. There's another episode.
I'm Brett from Hearns.
I'm BJ.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.